program of On the Other Hand. I'm your host, Charlie McKinney. Charlie.
And I'm your co-host, Linda Frazier. Linda, in meeting different people who sign, you may have noticed that some people will sign the prefixes and suffixes of their words. This is especially true for signed English systems. For example, not is signed for the prefix un, as in unhappy or unable. The suffixes ly and ing are signed separately from the word, as in happily and working. Ed is conveyed by signing past, as in established or learned.
Some suffixes, when added to a word, change the meaning of the word. For example, the word fearless can't be signed fear and less, because that means less fear, not no fear. We could sign it fear none, but it's better to sign the opposite concept of fear, which is brave, to convey fearless, fearless. The same is true for a word like motionless. It's best to sign it frozen, motionless. However, for a word like sugarless, we should sign it sugar none, because the opposite concept is sour, and that's not right.
What about words with the suffix full? The sign full means something is filled to the top, full. However, we cannot sign full for abstract concepts like helpful. A better way is help plus true. Helpful. The same is true with words like plentiful, signed plentiful, useful, and so on.
In today's program, we will touch on different kinds of classifiers, signs for recreational activities, and we'll talk about deaf culture. Let's watch.
Here are some additional hand shapes commonly used as classifiers. The classifier H for Band-Aid, belt. The classifier R for a rocket. The classifier for gate. A line of people.
I've got a good idea. Before you two go play, Mom and I can show you different signs for different activities.
Hey, that is a good idea. Let me put down Greg. This is something I know both of you like to watch. Do you know what that sign is?
Well, I know it's not TV, because your fingers spell that. I give up. I can't tell either.
This sign is movie. We like to go and watch a movie.
I'd like to go see a movie Friday night.
One of my favorite activities is listening to music. I like to put a tape in the tape player and listen to music.
I like to listen to music too, but on my CD player. What's the sign for CD?
Since CD is an abbreviation, you just spell it, CD.
Here's another activity I know you like. Would you rather go to the fair or to the circus?
Well, I like the circus better than the fair. I like to ride rides at the fair.
Okay, let's learn some signs for activities here in the park. By the way, we fingerspell park, P-A-R-K, because there isn't a sign for it. Right now, we're having a picnic in the park.
Picnic. Let's see. I see some tennis courts over there. How do you sign tennis?
Tennis, like you're batting a ball with a racket. Tennis. And for you, Julie, another sign, swing.
Oh, I like that. Swing. I love to swing.
My turn. Something I love to do is dance.
Dance. Hey, Mom, can you do the hammer?
I don't think that's the kind of dance she means. But speaking of favorite activities, let's not leave out golf.
Oh, Dad, you're always talking about golf. That and bowling. What's the sign for bowling?
I know that sign. Bowling. I used to be a pretty good bowler when I was younger.
Boy, we've learned a lot of signs. Can we go play now?
Sure. Take off.
Although the history of educating the deaf can be traced back to before Aristotle, two important advocates for the deaf emerged in the late 1700s. The Abbé Charles Delapé of France established the first public institution for the deaf in Paris in 1771. Not interested in personal financial gain, the school he opened was free to anyone supporting the sign method of education. And in Germany, Samuel Heinicke founded that country's first state-supported school for the deaf in 1778, based on the oral method of instruction. Though both of these men engaged in heated debate over which method is best for training the deaf, their pioneering efforts were instrumental in changing the perception that the deaf were incapable of learning to one that the deaf can benefit and prosper from a formal education.